Hey there, it's Isaac from Powered by Rock here to bring Punk Roquette into the spotlight for a few minutes and make her sweat with some on-the-spot questions. Welcome, Emilie. Emilie, are you ready to be put in the spotlight?
Yes.
All right. So I don't know if this one's going to be the easiest one or not, but let's start with an easy one because it doesn't actually denigrate anybody else, which I like to throw some twists in here, but starting out with, I'll say an easy one. Say someone will give you $10 million. So you're highly encouraged to do this. If you can only listen to one punk album for the next 6 months and you can't listen to any other music, what album are you choosing?
William Scream Party Crasher.
Okay. Wow. That
Very
was
easy.
fast.
Yeah, I know.
So everybody else who's put out an album ever is not good enough.
Oh yeah.
That one was a lot faster than I expected. I kind of thought you might toss it up between like 2 or 3 or something, but you already knew. Okay, so for the next 6 months, you're jamming to that, huh?
Yeah. It's a very perfect album, and every time I listen to it, I still discover a new riff that I didn't hear before. So, yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. All right, so Wilhelm Scream, you guys win the award. Very nice.
My favorite band live and on album.
Nice. All right. Question number 2. What band or album got you into punk music in the first place? And what was it about that music that stuck with you?
Okay. I think it's Green Day, Dookie. Yeah. Because
everybody's
that's when
answer.
I know, but it's true. But after that, like when I really got into punk rock, I would say NoFX, Punk in Drublic. Because I realized it could be melodic and also funny.
Yeah.
And it's not, because I before that I thought that punk rock was just yelling and bad people. And then I realized that, it's kind of accessible. So yeah, I would say those.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I think it's called The Scavenger at the end of Punk and Drublic is one of the greatest punk songs ever written. And it's probably the most underrated song by NoFX of all time.
And Laurie Myers and, so.
Yeah. Well, and Linoleum is probably the most covered punk song of all time as well. So
yeah, that's true.
All right. Number 3. What punk bands have you still not seen that you are dying to see play live in concert?
Descendants.
Okay. Wow.
Don't start me on this because I was supposed to see them before COVID. They were booked at one of my favorite festivals and didn't happen. So I was like, maybe because when COVID was a little better, they started to do the festival again. And I was like, maybe they're going to book them because they booked a lot of bands that were supposed to be there, but no, Descendants.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen them live yet either. And I've had probably 10 chances to do it. Specifically on a New Year's Eve show here in Las Vegas. I think they booked like 2 nights at the Brooklyn Bowl here. And I was like, sweet, like I'll go watch the Descendants. I can't even remember who else was on the bill, but I was like, this is the same band, right? Like I had to make sure that there wasn't like a cover band because that's happens all the time. You're like, it's a Descendants cover band that's like coming, but it was them. And I was like, oh, sweet. So I looked into the tickets. I was like, who else wants to go see the Descendants? They're like, who the fuck is that? I was like, God damn it. So I'm like, I'm not going to go to New Year's Eve, like watch the Descendants by myself. That'd be kind of sad. But that was probably going to be the coolest one of them all. The rest of them were usually like punk rock bowling or like a festival or something like that, which, then tickets are like $160 minimum. So I'm like, it's not just a Descendants show. It's like all these other bands. So yeah, I've never.
Also Rancid, because I was supposed to go once. I bought a ticket, but I didn't go because I adopted a cat instead.
Gotcha. I have a funny story about Rancid. I never met him. Actually, I've seen him live. Just kidding. I have seen them live. I saw them on Warped Tour like in 2000 or so. Awesome. But I had a t-shirt for Rancid, and it was for I think their Let's Go album or something like that, or maybe Out Come the Wolves or something. But it was like had a comic book looking style on it, and I wore it to school. And I played football, American football, and one of the guys on the football team was like, "Hey, what's up, Ronnie Rancid?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like he just like because I wore a shirt one time, he just decided to call me Ronnie Rancid, and that he was the only person that ever called me that. But he thought it was like the funniest thing in the world. I was like, "You're just an idiot! Like that's so dumb." But I was like, "Clearly, you don't listen to the music, so you're just gonna try to make fun of people about it." But then they became big because then the Out Come the Wolves album actually started to grow in popularity. And then he kind of stopped saying much because he was like, oh, they're a good band. So I was like, yeah, you're stupid. But anyway, I digress. It's like, who the hell calls somebody Ronnie Rancid? First of all, the guy's name is Tim Armstrong. That's the main singer. Well, Lars Fredriksson, all those guys. But yeah. Anyway.
I love your questions. I love this game.
Well, there's going to be 3 more for you because your answers are a little shorter. So I'll definitely give you that bonus question. So that's good.
I thought it was like
question. Well, it is,
but
which is good.
Okay. If I can talk, I will.
Yeah, we like to fill a little bit longer than just 30 seconds.
All right.
So question number 4. Let's pretend that heaven is real. I'm not a person of religion, but let's pretend it's real. And that the only way to get in is to choose the best 3 punk songs of all time. What songs are you putting on your Get Into Heaven playlist?
NoFX The Decline.
Okay. That's a long one.
I know, but it's one of my favorite. Oh, it's so hard. Oh God. Because the answer could be different tomorrow. I would.
Well, it's clearly a subjective answer. It's not up to you. God's already said these are the 3 best songs by punk bands of all time, and you have to know them. No Use for a Name, On the Outside, because of Karina's voice, and she has she had an influence on me. And Tony Sly is in heaven, so maybe you could sing it live, and maybe I could, if Karina is still alive and I'm in heaven, I can sing this part maybe. Sure. And Millen Collins, Penguins and Polar Bears. Okay. I just love this melody so much. I could sing it forever. So yeah, all right. I would say those 3. Well, I think you've been rejected. You're going to hell. You didn't put up the perfect playlist, unfortunately.
Oh, what would you choose?
I have no idea. I'm just saying God's picky. You never know what he's gonna change his mind as soon as you say the first one. He's like, that's not it.
Yeah, he thinks that it's devil's music. Yeah, I know. Everyone thinks that.
All right. So question number 5. This one's specifically about living in Quebec. Yeah. I hear there's great fishing in Quebec. What is the best part of living in a province where French is the major language and the culture is prevalent?
I love the Quebecois language so much. It's so unique. It's such a great, I don't know, our slang is amazing. It's not even, sometimes we can't even translate it, our expressions. I'm super proud of it for real. Yeah.
So the language is your favorite thing about it?
About Quebec, people are super nice. The sense of humor is great. And we have an amazing punk rock family here for real. Like the scene in Quebec is rad. Yeah. Yeah. And we have
I was going to say, I can tell you're not actually French because French people would say the food first and then everything else after that.
Yeah, but we take poutine for granted a little sometimes. But I love poutine. Sure, I always have poutine after a late night show. Yeah, and for Americans who don't pronounce it the same, we call it poutine, but it is Putin, like Vladimir Putin. No, it's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at the beginning of the war recently, we were like, poutine, not so good anymore.
Eating a lot less gravy fries. Yeah. That's funny because I actually saw a sign for, like, I was walking to a French cafe this morning called the Baguette Cafe. Oh, and
makes
at
sense.
another place, there was actually just like 2 doors down was on the window was a sign, like an image of them having poutine. And I was like, oh my God, like they don't have this at the French place I'm going to. I kind of want to do both, but I also just want to go here and get like a whole plate full of poutine because most places don't do it with like cheese curds. They do it with like deep fried mozzarella or something. It's disgusting.
Grated cheese.
Yeah, like, not the same. It's not the same.
Don't do that.
But yeah, so I was like, the whole day I was thinking, man, I should have got that poutine because that sounds so good. Yeah, but it was for breakfast, so it's kind of a weird choice.
Yeah, and in Quebec City is a very beautiful city too. It's very European, and I love the castle and the river. So
Yeah.
I love Quebec. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been around a while. It's an old North American city, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Bonus question. This is going to throw all the other bands under the bus. I don't know if I know this answer or not, but who is your favorite Canadian punk band of all time?
Quebecois or
any Canadian band?
Oh, it's so hard because I want to say Propaganda, but I also love Belvedere so much. And and a lot of bands from Quebec too. But yeah, Propaganda, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think if you ask most people in Canada who their favorite punk band from Canada is, they're going to say Sum 41 and then Propaganda.
Sure.
Just kidding.
Simple Plan. No, but I think, I would say I love the music of Belvedere a little more, like the music. But
yeah, it's kind of more like a, what do you call it? Like a dramatic scene that they're kind of building.
But the punk spirit of Propaganda resonates with me so much. I saw them recently and it was so good. Just so good. And I love also the music for sure. They are super technical too, but Belvedere is like, I saw them like 2 days ago. So that's why they're so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're not even sweating, which is kind of a failure on my part.
I thought you would ask me, name all those albums in order.
Yeah. No, I don't. I was a history major in college, and so remembering dates,
I'm really
specific
bad with
names and stuff, I was like, you don't have to know that. You just have to know the concepts behind it. Like, the dates and that doesn't matter. But part of like all the tests were always like, when was this at? I was like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I'm not good with it.
That's not the important part.
I really love Bad Religion.
Yeah.
My poster here, and I couldn't name you the songs on which album has which songs, because Bad Religion for me, it's a band that I love to make like playlists of my favorite songs. And so when people ask me what's your favorite album, I'm like, I'm not even sure. It's weird, but for this band, I'm more into songs than albums. So I was scared that you would ask me stuff
all right, so bonus question number 2. Name every Bad Religion. No, I'm just kidding.
I have a lot of vinyl, but
Well, I do want to thank you for stepping in the spotlight. Punk Roquette, you can check out all the links to everything that she's got below. So her music that she makes. You can also check out her punk rock podcast, the Punk Roquette podcast show. You can check out Punk Détente. All that stuff is going to be in the show notes below. She'll be having some new music soon, which we talked about in our full video interview. That link, you can go to that link and check out that interview as well. So make sure to go to those show notes. And again, thank you so much for being here. I don't want to mess up the name again, but let me try. Emilie. And until we see you guys soon for the next episode, rock on.